Okay, class, we're going to discuss the chroma key project. When you watch a weather report, maybe a superhero movie, or even a live sports stream, chances are you're seeing chroma keying at work. Chroma keying is a process of removing a specific color, most commonly it's green or blue, from the video image and replacing it with some background. This technique allows creators to transport subjects anywhere in the world or even beyond it without leaving the studio. Today, we'll explore the chroma keying processes and how we use it in both live and pre-recorded productions, and how major software platforms achieve clean chroma keys, meaning that there's no issues with it. So, as I said a moment ago, chroma keying removes a specific color range, it's usually green or blue, from a video or image and replaces it with another background. It works by isolating the color value and generating a transparency, or alpha, where the color exists. Why do we typically use green or blue to chroma key? Well, typically, green or blue are color temperatures that are so far away from human skin temperature that anybody who has that kind of temperature has got to be an alien or sick or I don't know. But no human skin color should ever be green or blue. Green is more sensitive to digital cameras and requires a little bit less light than blue. That's why we prefer to use green over blue. But both of them provide cleaner results in live environments, meaning live production. Chroma keying happens when we use real-time switching and graphic systems. There's no opportunity for detailed correction afterwards, so lighting and setup must be precise. Live chroma keying demands perfect balance between the background lighting and the subject lighting, and any inconsistency will be immediately visible to the audience, so we have to be cautious with that. In pre-recorded productions, chroma keying happens in post-production. Editors can refine edges, correct spill colors, and adjust the matte settings frame by frame, and in fact key out more than one shade of a color. Now I'm going to demonstrate how you do it in Adobe Premiere. Okay, we're going to create a keying project very quickly. We're going to start a new project. We're going to give it a name. We're going to call this one Keying on the Beach. Something like that. Okay? And we'll hit create. And now that we have the project here, we're going to import our media. I just happen to have this piece of media right here. That is the project. That is the file I'm going to key. I'm going to key the green out. Now I'm going to create a new sequence. I can do it by dragging and dropping it right here. So the sequence is here, but she is on video 1. As you know, these are layers. So we're going to move her to video 2. Now, I'm going to import a file again. But this time, I'm going to import the beach. I happen to have, well, sea and sand that day. So sea and sand that day exists. And I'm going to drag and make it so that it fits the same distance or the length that she is here. But the problem is, I don't see sea and sand that day. All I see is her. So now I have to key out the green. And so I'm going to go into video effects. I'm in the effects panel. I go to video effects. I take the keying. I'm going to take the ultra key. I've dragged it onto this. And I'm going to double click it. And I'm going to come here and find the effects controls for that. I have my eyedropper. And I'm going to take that eyedropper right here. Now let's test it. Great. I feel as if we've done it and it's worked out well. Good. So we've effectively keyed this out. Let me show you some other things that you can do. As I said, we're using green here. Come in.
Okay, I figured it out.
As I said, we're using green here. But you can key out other colors. For instance, I want to key out yellow. This woman is dancing in front of yellow. So, same idea. Go to Effects, get the Ultra key, put it on that. We're going to key out the yellow. The problem, as you can see, yellow is a similar skin tone to where black faces are. Black people typically live in color temperature, an area that we consider red or yellow. So that's why we typically use green or blue. Now I can make some changes to try to bring her back in and do some things to help out. But it does get to be challenging if you're not keying out green or blue. I can dial in some things. Not that. Let's see here. And try to make her a little bit more pronounced. But you will see that we will always struggle to try to key out other colors than green or blue. That's the reason why we use green and blue. All right. So we're finished. Let's undo all of that and get back to the key. Here's our first person who was over green. And what we want to do is export that project, right? Give it a name. It's right now called this, but we're going to make the name something that's going to be unique that you'll be able to find. And it's going to be Keying Lady. And then your initials. Mine happen to be MJS. And I'll find somewhere to save it. It should be at H.264, and we'll hit export. And once that's done, you'll have a file. That's the file I want you to turn in as your assignment. All right, class. Good luck.